Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and today I'm going to be talking about gearing in Season 3 of Warlords of Draenor, patch 6.2.3. Basically, I'm going to be covering the fastest ways of gearing honor points, and then how to progress in gear from there. And basically, what should we be doing in Battlegrounds as, let's say, a fresh level 100, or someone that doesn't have the most optimal PvP gear but wants to get into PvP, or is brand new to the game, or again, boosted a character. So I have my boosted level 100 rogue right here. I decided to boost him on the horde side just for a little bit of variety in terms of the game and in terms of gameplay as a rogue. Having a lot of fun, and learned a trick or two in terms of getting gear. So there's going to be probably the one primary way of getting your honor point gear and a little bit of extra conquest points here and there. The primary way is Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds will, per win or even loss, they'll offer you strong boxes that have a pretty high chance to drop you gear or honor points and sometimes gold, which isn't what you're looking for, but it's probably the fastest way of gearing just on its own, and it's a guaranteed way. Whether you queue with a group or by yourself doesn't really matter. It doesn't make too much of a difference. Whether you queue as Alliance or Horde, I feel like Alliance wins Battlegrounds a bit more, but either way you can still get on the BG, and as long as you perform as best as you can, you have a chance to get there's 3 different strong boxes. There's bronze, silver, and gold. The shinier it is, the better the chances to get good gear out of it, but the maximum potential of gear you'll get from it is realistically honor point gear, and sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's honor point warforged, and that doesn't really matter that much afterwards. So as you are getting your pieces of gear here and there from doing Battlegrounds, you will also get honor points and conquest points, which you can invest into gear afterwards, and it depends how many wins or losses you have. So if you have a good win streak, you might even be able to get a piece or two here and there, and you've gotten a piece or two from your strong boxes. If it's a lot of losses, you still have a chance to get pieces of gear, and that is guaranteed ways. Now let's talk about some of the other ways. You can do Ashran, which is kind of a high risk, high reward type of scenario. Not a lot of people enjoy Ashran, but mostly it can be used for gearing. The question is, how good is the group you're running with? If the group is basically bad, you're not getting any gear. You're just getting a lot of time wasted, and you're losing a lot of time. So if you get in a really good group that does all the events and does all, the boss kill, you may even come out with a full conquest point piece out of Ashran, and that is in terms of Ashran just being a place where you're not really sure. It all depends on the group base. You'll get all the objectives and all the quests, one to kill 200 players, one to kill the main boss of the other faction and do all the events. And if you're lucky in a good group, you might be able to do them all, and you'll come out with a lot of loot, or you'll end up wasting a colossal amount of time losing events, losing boss fights, basically having your boss killed over and over, and everybody's trying to scramble, figure out what they're doing. So Ashran isn't a guarantee, but it can be good, so do that at your own risk. Then they have skirmishes, which are pretty quick, pretty fast, but they're not a guarantee either. Since you don't have gear, you're not really going to be that much of a help in terms of a skirmish, a 2v2 match, so you have higher chances to be 1 out of 10 people to be picked out in a BG in hopes that you won't be the first one targeted and first one killed in Battleground. But in skirmishes, those can be pretty good reward because they offer a decent amount of honor and conquest every single time you win a skirmish. And if you are winning all of them, then you can really knock out a lot of points here and there fairly quickly in a short amount of time. The only issue with skirmishes is they'll only offer up green gear out of strong boxes every time you win, but they offer you honor points for sure, win or lose, and they offer you a bit of conquest every time you win. They offer a strong box each time you win, so it's a pretty quick way of getting mostly the points rather than the gear. But realistically, you're looking to get yourself geared up with full honor points and time on moving on to conquest points. The 2 easiest ways and best ways to get conquest points is either to do arenas or RBGs. One requires 10 people, the other requires 2, 5, or 3 people. And the higher rating you push in your conquest points for arenas or RBGs, the more conquest points you'll get next week. So just make sure to cap out and try your best and improve with your team. And that's where the team coordination comes in. The other way you can get conquest points, again, we've talked about skirmishes. Fairly simple to do Battlegrounds because you can get conquest points out of that, and Ashran of course offers conquest points if you have a good group. But realistic ways stick to arenas or RBGs, decide which one you want, find a group, and follow the group. The big question comes afterwards, which not a lot of people talk to you. What do you do in Battlegrounds in order to actually realistically gain all the points and all the gear you need. And as a rogue, for example, right? As a rogue, there's a lot you can do. First of all, you're not going to do damage when you have no gear. You are basically a crowd control bot, and think of yourself as nothing more than that. I'm not trying to damper anyone's feelings here, I'm not trying to bring anyone down, but basically I have just so much ridiculous amounts of crowd control, you don't even need damage. As you can be such a team player as a rogue with so much mobility and so much crowd control that you can almost guarantee yourself wins in Battlegrounds as long as you put some effort into it. Let me give you an example, and these are the talents I'm running with. I'm rolling Nerve Strike so I can peel for my friendlies. I can stop incoming healing or damage, and basically save my friendlies from taking insane amounts of damage. On the converse side, I can also use the stuns to line up kills for my friendlies. Since I don't have damage, I can make a friendly target deal 10% more damage to the enemy target. Besides saps and blinds, those are my other CCs, mostly for crowd control in order to stop damage or whatever purposes. I also have burst speed in order to keep running and cover long distances and make sure I'm not slowed or rooted for a very long while. Actually, no, burst speed only breaks slows, so remember that one. Roots do not break from burst speed. And basically you can use this in order to run flags, get from base to base, in order to assist your friendlies more often. There's a lot of potential to simply being able to move around the battlefield a lot quicker. And I feel like that one kind of just should stay on its own because there's so many things you can do with it. But yeah, basically you can run flags quicker, you can pick up orbs and cut Mogu faster, you can get from base to base in AB to help out much quicker. A lot of utility, and basically no lack in mobility. Which spec of rogue you play for BGs doesn't really matter, whatever one you enjoy. I prefer combat, I've been playing combat for the longest time. I think combat is probably the best. For me, you can't play assassination because you do have some sustained damage because of poison damage, just simply being that good even at lower levels. Subtlety I would kind of stay away from in terms of damage, but it does have a lot of CC capabilities with Shadow Dance as its ability until it gets removed in Legion or actually changed up in Legion. So this is what I have to tell you guys about gearing in Warlords of Draenor Season 3, patch 6.2.3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you will find this video helpful when you're gearing your own character, whether it be a brand new character or boosted character, or you're simply brand new to the game and want to get into PvP. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.